Hello, my name is Susan B. Anthony, and I am going to tell you my life story. Growing up as the second eldest of 8 children, even though 2 sadly passed away very young, I've had 4 siblings look up to me for guidance. So at a young age, I began working as a teacher. In my free time, I was working on social causes. In 1851, I went to an anti-slavery convention and met a woman with similar views to mine. Her name was Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Miss Stanton informed me that she was also working on a movement to limit or completely stop the production and sale of alcohol. As I was campaigning against prohibition, I was inspired to fight for women's rights after I was told that I would not be able to speak at the convention. I began to think on the subject. If women were able to vote, would we be able to be taken more seriously? My internal answer was yes. So I talked with Elizabeth, and in 1852 we established a new society, the Women's New York State Temperance Society, and soon after that we established New York State's Women's Rights Committee. As we traveled for support, we started petitions and campaigned, which resulted in many female and some male followers. I began to focus more of my attention on anti-slavery, but I was soon stopped when the Civil War ended. I then began to work more on women's rights, and in 1866 I helped establish the Equal Rights Association with Elizabeth. Our mission was to establish equal rights regardless of race or sex. Another one of our organizations that we found was the National Women's Suffrage Association. My campaigns continued, and I gathered more and more supporters. In 1872, I voted in the presidential election to make my stand, which was short-lived when I was arrested. I tried to fight the charges, but failed. My fine was $100. Fun fact, I've never paid. In 1905, I met Theodore Roosevelt to lobby for an amendment that would give women the right to vote. Sadly, I died before that could even happen.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and I'm here to tell you about my life story. When I was growing up, my father would tell me that he wished that I was born a son rather than a daughter. This discouragement strived me to excel in many spheres. In 1832, I graduated from Emma Willard's Troy Female Seminary while I was drawn to be an abolitionist, temperance, and women's rights movement supporter. In 1840, I married a reformer, Harry Stanton. After the marriage, we went to the World's Anti-Slavery Convention in London. After re-entering the U.S., we settled in Seneca Falls, New York, where we had 7 children. In 1848, several colleagues of mine and myself held the Seneca Falls Convention. During this convention, we drew the Declaration of Sentiments, which told that women would be able to vote. I would promote and lecture for women's rights, anti-slavery, and prohibition with Miss Susan B. Anthony. During the Civil War, I focused most of my attention on abolishing slavery. After the Civil War ended, my focus drifted towards promoting women's rights. In 1869, Susan and I formed the National Women's Suffrage Association, also known as the NWSA, in which I was the first president until 1890. While working, I would constantly travel to give speeches. I called for an amendment that would give the women the right to vote. In the 1920s, the 19th Amendment was passed, and women then had the same opportunities as men.